All right, you ready to do one on your own? There's no wiring involved in this one.
Guidance, but yes.
No, I was going to take a nap. Going to curl up with Maggie.
Dan completed the first diff. Now I'm going to work on...
We did it together.
To be fair, I needed to know
how You need to see the process.
Yeah, I needed to see it before doing it myself. Now I'm going to be working on it with mucho help.
Mucho?
Mucho help.
That's Spanish for kisses, right? I can do that.
I can kiss you and not get shocked here.
I know. We got a new couch, and with it being winter, we have the heat going. It's very dry in our house, and apparently it made that thing a static producer. Like I'm
so bad.
I'm trying to figure out how to wire my house to the static that couch produces, and we're gonna not have an energy bill. We're gonna give back to the grid this month.
We're so scared to kiss each other now. At home.
She's scared, so she comes in and touches my face. She wants to ground out, and if she's gonna get popped, she wants on the fingertip, me on the cheek.
Look, it hurt. It got us both on the bottom lip one time.
I thought we were getting tased.
It was so bad. Okay, sidetrack. We got off.
I know. So good.
I love you.
Love you more. All right. Control the ADD. Wrangle it in, woman.
We're both bad.
All right, check this gear. Make sure you don't see any like dings or anything on the teeths, the T-furs. Did you check the ring gear too? You gotta check both sides. Yep, there you go. So for our rear, we're building the Toyota T100, also known as the 8.4, not to be confused with its ring gear size, because it is still just an 8-inch ring gear. I would say all the guys here who build Toyota diffs or have built know what they're doing with Toyota diffs. We all love the T100 because it is such a strong 8-inch ring gear. And it's because of this big cradle on the back. There is way less potential for deflection with this big guy in here. The only real issue we ever see from this, out of even the factory ones, is just spider gears get blown out inside the carrier. Really, that's the only failures we see. They're so good. I love them. Love putting them together. It's just very solid, and it's a different process from the one we just did slightly. But starts off the same, needs to be cleaned. They are 17s. Some of our new housings use 18, some use 19, some use 17. This is the 17. So go ahead, pull your bolts out. Yep, and then you're gonna kind of knock that off.
Cool.
There you go. Put it with the dowel pins facing down, just like so. We're again gonna use, new to us, but use bolts. Gotta save that money somehow, all right? That's how we prove we're not sponsored. 12 new to us ring gear bolts.
Okay.
If you want to go ahead and put the ring gear and then the housing and all of that into the parts washer, put the top on that basket. So there's two different bolt patterns depending on the year of the truck. A 60 by 60, which is the smaller one. Then you have a 66 by 66, which is what pretty much 2003 and newer used. Ours is going to be the small one. Unfortunately, I only have good used yokes in the large pattern. We're gonna end up having to get a drive shaft made. If we do this, then we can just switch everything to the big pattern anyway. These have one little trick about them, that these dust shields want to fall off. We do. Clean the grease Cosmoline protector coating off, like so. Dry it off. Remember how all my shirts had little holes in them?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from doing stuff like this. And then we're just gonna tap little spots right where the flange rides, or the dust shield. Being very careful not to go up and hit where the seal surface is, because that would just completely ruin this thing and make me very sad that I wasted like 50 bucks. So we take this and this, little sleeve retainer to kind of do its job too.
Okay.
And we'll only use this at final when we're putting it back together. Oh, this all has to go in the parts washer too.
Oh, this and this?
Yeah, because we need to wash all of this stuff off and we need to get the gear hot. Cool, and let's check on your other parts. That stuff's probably good to go. So these are fun because you shim under the race on these. So for the rear, we've opted with the Toyota T100, and we're getting a housing out of an actual T100 because it has the longest wheel mounting surface, WMS. Is the abbreviation for that, of all of the applications that run this diff. Tacomas also ran the T100 differential, and Sequoias and Tundras. However, their axles were shorter, more narrow than the actual T100 itself. Pretty sure we've sourced one to be able to build that. We're going ahead and building the diff today. Inside of the T100, we are running a Detroit locker. And this is an auto locker. It's just got springs and teeth inside, and they do a bunch of magic that'll allow us to turn and everything still, but if we give it any real throttle, it's just gonna turn itself into a locker. And that's kind of what we want in this truck. We might change it. Honestly, I wouldn't also mind having a selectable locker in the rear. However, this gives us traction, just driving around in two-wheel drive on the road and everything. Might help tear up our tires a little bit more. We can always change it, but this was free, and it's here right now, and I don't have a T100 selectable that's free to me right now. If anybody wants to donate one, that's fine. We can always come back to it. I'm not really brand specific or loyal to anybody. I install all of it. So we have this used True Track, or I say True Track, it's not a True Track. Both Detroits, this is a Detroit locker. It is used, everything looked fine inside. So we're just gonna roll on with it. If this one fails, I have another one on the table. We have a backup. Well, here's your housing. Gear is in the parts washer, warming up and getting cleaned. Let's kind of get things ready for when the gear comes out.
Okay.
So go ahead and take the ring gear bolts out of here, and we're gonna blow them off, make sure they're dry and free of any oil or anything.
These?
Yep, and there'll be 12 of them. And then we'll lay them out. We'll put the Loctite on them, get them all ready to go. You're gonna spray them off first, and make sure that they're dry. And then you'll use this air here.
Hey!
I gave you a goose in. From a distance, it wasn't close enough for the air to permeate your skin. I know some people are concerned about the gooses. I'm not direct doing it.
And you say I'm the prankster.
What? I was making sure the air worked.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so then you blow those off. Don't blow them out of your hand.
Huh?
Don't blow them out of your hand. I've done that before. All right. Orient them all to where they're laying on their side.
Red goo.
Yep. You know why it's red? Because it stops them from coming out again. They make a lighter duty one that's blue. You know why it's blue? Because it's sad it's not as strong as the red. And then the sleeve retainer is green because you're good to go after you use sleeve retainer. That's just how these things work, at least in my mind. That's what I tell myself. I don't know if any of that's factual. The other thing, too, these are the old bearings.
We gotta take them off.
Yep. All right, do it. That first, yep. Go the other way. There you go.
And then this.
You need this thing first.
Really?
Yep. And you have to spin this out. Right now it's in the shut position, so it's not gonna sit down all the way.
Spin this?
Yeah, use the tool. Remember? All right, go ahead. You gotta hold, there you go. That's good. And set that up there. Yep, nice. She sits down, it's touching the race.
Am I tightening this?
Yeah, just a little bit. It doesn't need to be super snug. So when I do this, this is usually how I hold it. Kind of grab here, because
Okay.
it's gonna wanna spin.
Okay.
And then you just hammer time. Slow until it stops, like it hits, and then you can ramp into it.
Okay.
All right, yep, now floor it. You're
How-
good. Floor it.
That is so loud.
Do you want ear protection on? You do have it right next to your head. Here, just put mine on for a second. There you go. Now reverse it and get it back to this thing back to the height it was when you started. There you go, good. So save that. This is the new one.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Well, normally you it's just that last little bit. And then whoever built this one before had to shim behind it. Which,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of shims.
Yeah, we're not going. We have shims for these things. Second verse, same as the first. You don't know this, but I'm training you. You're gonna be my helper. Oh gosh. You got your shirt. Here you go. There you go. All right, reverse it down. So here's what I do. When it's in this stage, just lift up. It'll pull everything
Okay.
off in one. And then you can just set it down. Because sometimes you need that like almost little tap the rest of the way. You did it.
That was easier for me than the other one.
I know.
I think my other issue is just I don't have as much height as you do.
Well, poor Jake, his table's lower than mine, so he has to squat down because he's got me by like 3 or 4 inches. Like working with a Viking. Let me just wipe this off. You want to press the bearings onto it, the new ones?
Yes, I like the press.
I'll clean them for you. I can help.
Thank you.
I'll be your assistant.
That's what I did last time.
All right, you can take it over to the press. Under pressure.
Easy peasy.
Yep. Then you're going to take your 2 ring gear bolts. Put 'em
Opposite?
in. Yep. Make sure we have a 17 on our small gun. Well, your gear should be hot. You want me to bring it over?
Yeah.
Blow it off. Spray out the holes. A little bit of oil around the inside.
With my fingers?
Yep. And just this like wall right here.
Okay.
Nice. And pull your ring gear up. I'll try to keep it as level as possible and have it line up with those holes.
Okay. No, something's not right.
So sometimes you do have to just come in and give them a little tap and then make sure that the bolts still line up. Yeah, they do. So then we'll just kind of smack it the rest of the way up. So what I do is, because we're just kind of making sure it's up, like these might get over torqued, and then I just go ahead and loosen them and then just snug them again. So when we go through and do the final torque, they're not overly done already. Just put the rest in and run them down.
You had to really manhandle that.
That one wasn't bad. Some of them you have to get the gear like decently warm. And, like, we'll put it in the oven, hold the carrier, and go crisscross. Try to keep like square downward pressure on them.
Ah.
We'll just go over and start torquing them. It's on there enough. It looks like you're gonna have to turn some of these a few times.
That's okay.
Yeah. Turn back down to 75, then you just literally until it beeps. And then it's critical that you go,
Crisscross.
yep, applesauce. See, you'll come in and do all my prep like this. I'll just put them together. We'll get like 14 done a day.
I don't mind the prep.
All right.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, yeah.
put like a line between each one so it's on the bolt and on the carrier. Yes, happy little match marks. Come back over yonder, give our table a little wipe down. Cool, so now we have to put races in, but we also have to shim, because this one shims under the race. That's your inner pinion bearing. That's the one that's on the inside. It's inner.
Yeah.
It's the outer pinion bearing race.
So this would be on this side and that one's on this side.
Correct.
Okay.
So the one that goes on the inside is the one we have to shim under.
Right?
Yes,
I'm
correct.
learning.
I usually include the races, but it's fine. Your hand's not as big as mine, so
I can't hold it.
I get it. And then blow them
Oh,
out.
yep. No.
There was a night that they turned the air off on me, and I needed to do something. I was like, because I didn't want to walk over and turn it back on and wait 5 minutes for it to build pressure. So these are our shims for under, based off of my past experience. We're shooting for 78. We got 78 and a half, so we're gonna roll with it. So they live right in there.
They go first.
Yep. And then this will be the race that goes in here. So I just put it in there, carry it over there, and then I'll put the oil in.
Okay.
So back over to your favorite thing.
The press.
Under pressure, pushing down on me. I'm singing as a race. Pushing down into my new home. I hope I have to come back out. Katie. Oh man, poor Maggie. Look, she knocked her out cold. Okay, super excited. Now we gotta put fingies to the housing.
What?
Fingies to the housing. Yeah.
Oh.
Fingies. We're gonna build it like this, because pinion's over here, which means the ring gear is on the opposite side.
That's gonna take me a minute to remember.
Well, ring gear is always on your left. There would be no room for a ring gear where the pinion comes out. So it's always to the opposite side. But I get what you're saying.
But if it was a normal one where it's in the center, does it matter?
No, they're never going to be like that.
Oh.
They're always going to be offset enough that
you can
there's
tell.
room for the pinion.
Okay.
Yeah. The one we just built, this would be more up here.
So the hole is on the right, the build is on the left.
Yeah, the ring gear will be on the left.
Okay.
All right, so we need our holes to line up just a little bit more. So just go. That was probably too much. Oh no, it wasn't enough. There we go. Bring that over here. Grab our wear of hard. Set that thing on your vise. See how nice and even it is?
I thought we needed to turn it around.
Yeah, why'd you set it up there weird?
Didn't know you were putting it on that side. It was on this side before.
No, this is how I do it.
At least I caught it.
This is true. I mean, we'd have figured it out.
You learn by making mistakes, right?
Yeah, no, occasionally you still make them.
So if I ever did this and it didn't spin, it would be wrong, right?
What do you mean it didn't spin?
Like the gears didn't spin.
Yeah, no, that's a problem.
Okay.
And very much we want them to spin. Take that and stick it in the hole right here. See that hole? And then spin it 90 degrees. Perfect. So now we're going to take the old pinion and spray it off as well. Make sure all the Cosmoline-ish protection is off. We're having so much fun. Just real light with the wire wheel. Takes off the big deposit, and then you can spritz it and then spray there too. Because that stuff can be enough that it'll give you, you'll think you're having like abnormal backlash, and you're not. It's just hitting like a gunky spot. Okay. Give me this. I'm gonna refill it. Good. It's gonna be a fun one for you to edit with all the shop noises. You goose me? You goose me goose?
Getting you back. If you're gonna dish it, you better be able to take it.
Sure, I'll take my dishings. I'll dish my takings. I'm going the right way for a smack bottom. I don't care who knows about it. So now, take your bearing. Because we've already shimmed, you just press the bearing onto that.
Say that again?
We have already done the shimming for the pinion.
Okay.
That's what we did in the housing behind us.
Okay.
So this one, the bearing just goes straight onto the gear with nothing in between there.
And then this goes in here.
Yep. We'll get there.
Like this?
You have to press the bearing
Oh. Okay.
on there. Under pressure. Because sometimes that press tool leaves like a littlest sliver.
Whoa.
So those are things you don't want going into a brand new bearing. So that's why we check. Okay, looks good. And then the other thing I do is blow through the backside. That way anything that's sitting on the top gets shoved away rather than trying to force it all the way through.
Okay.
Cool. So now she's good. So then the solid spacer goes on. This one, the shims go on top. Because this is a new housing, T100, solid spacing is slightly different than a factory housing. It's a little thicker. So that's where we're gonna start. It's about 90 thou. So just slip all of them on top. Yeah. And then put your outer, and then go ahead and pour some oil and spin them.
Oh gosh.
You can also just keep the oil
smarter.
in one spot and bring them around to it.
That's smarter.
Yeah. All right, now do the inner. Nice. We're just looking to get just a little coating on them. Not much, but sometimes they don't like to turn when they're under load if there's no lubricant in there. And like a differential, if you don't put gear oil in it and you drove it across a parking lot, like that could destroy everything in just that short amount of time.
Wow.
Make it very unhappy. Now is when we get to install, so we're gonna want our ears on. Mommy's all right, daddy's all right, we just need a little rest. Is that the song?
What are you singing?
Remember, I don't know, listen to the tone of my song.
I don't know what you're singing.
Oh, shit. Somebody will let us know. Let us know in the comments what's going through my mind. ADD brain. It's like I have my own DJ, and he doesn't know what he's about to play, so I don't. But all of a sudden, I just hear like a whole song. Sometimes wonder if I do pick up radio stations. But man, I haven't heard that in forever, and now it's just in my head. This is your setup yoke for the T100. It has been custom milled on the inside to where it has just enough of the teethers to grab it and keep it from spinning, but it's easy to slide on and off. You will grab this whole assembly, take the outer bearing off.
Take this off?
Yep, and insert that one through. Meet it with, there you go, slide that on. Now, I would probably kind of hold on to like right here, and then take your yoke. All right, put it in front.
Ah!
There you go. Now push the pinion.
Hang on.
The main thing is that you don't want that outer to fall, because then we have to completely clean it out. There you go, push them together. All right, so you're gonna kind of hold it there, and then you're gonna take this. So keep this hand here, and let go of the backside.
Okay.
You're gonna have to take this, it's gonna have to go under you. All right, put it in the center there, and then put weight behind it, and don't just go full throttle. And you might also have to kind of do this little number to get everything to slide together. All right, and then what you can do is reach in and check. There's plenty of spline in there now, so you're good with the impact. Like, you can let go.
I can?
Yep, now it's together. Like, this can come off, but it's gonna take the air hammer to get the pinion to come back out now.
Okay.
So now, grab your big nut there. That wasn't the one I was thinking of. I'm just joking, that was. My mind got dirty for a second. Okay. Thread that on, other way, so we can actually get to it. All right, that's all you need. Throw that on the 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch, that's 3/8. Big dog, there you go. The boy of large. And then you're gonna come right here, and you're gonna get in this stance.
Okay.
And then you're gonna grab this right here, right up at the yoke. And then you're gonna put that on, and you're gonna hammer time until it pretty much stops. And then we're gonna check to see preload. All right, so we're kind of still light. So what I do then, just because sometimes with the shims, you can kind of get a little bit more squeeze out of them. And that's all it needed. So you feel it now?
Well, I didn't feel it before.
I know. And that's just doing it so many times. So now we're gonna check to see what our preload is. Pretty excited about this one. Hoping to get like 8. Yeah. No, that looks pretty awesome. Cool. So it means that we nailed the shimming the first go around, which is
Nice.
exciting. You kind of rock this to be able to pull your pin out, spin this around. Never let this thing come, like, don't ever pull it towards you without the pin in, because the whole thing will come out. And it gets really awkward and heavy, especially when it's darting at your shins. Throw that pin back in. She's secure. Now it's carrier time. Woo! All right, grab the carrier and set it right here on our T-blade, right on there. Now you're gonna take the oil, just kind of do the same thing a little bit, spin it around, make sure they're nice and coated. Do the same thing on this other side. There you go. I'm gonna grab us some shim. And this is where these are different. Whereas on our TV6 high pinion, we had those spanner adjusters where we could turn and move the carrier side to side. So with this, you just have shims. In my experience with the new housings, this is what's gonna be on the ring gear side. That's 102. And then we're gonna shoot for like 120 on, we'll do right past. These are not in order. Okay, yep, 134, 120, perfect. Put the races on the bearings, and then we're gonna set the carrier into place. So here, before you, because I can already tell it's gonna be an issue, reach like this from above, because you don't want your hands under, because it's gotta sit in there. And then just set it in. Okay, perfect. And that's what you expect. We're gonna have play because there's no shims in there yet. So then take the 102 and you're gonna just slip it in on that side. Perfect. And then this is the 120. So what you're gonna do is kind of take it in and get it started like that. Just like shove it over. And then I'll take my hammer, and I'm barely having to tap it. We actually have a cooler tool for it. I can almost tell you right now we don't have enough preload. And the quick way to check on these is if you can just pick it back up and it comes out, that's not enough preload. Now we're talking carrier bearing preload right now, and that's the squeeze on both sides. So we know we don't have enough. What we're gonna do is quick check backlash and see where we should add shim to, because we know we need to add more in, but if we're already far one way or the other, this is just a quick, dirty way to let us know how to move it. Okay, so we're like 3 to 4 there. And I mean, this isn't like the most accurate way. We could put the cap back on and everything. Yeah, we're getting 2 there. So I wanna load this side more, which is fine. So we're gonna pull the 120 out, set it right here. Here's a 124. So we're gonna add 4 thousandths to our original there. A little bit of bearing grease helps everything slip. Kind of the same thing, except now we're gonna use special tools that match the shim. These are actually like shim drivers. Oh, that one looks good. So then you'll just take it and then that way it distributes the load from the hammering in all the way across it, and you don't.
Interesting.
There is a chance that you could bend one of these, but I've done so many, like you're hammering to bend one, and that's too much preload. So then quick check, try to pull it out. Just lift the whole thing. You should, like this There you go. Perfect. Yeah, if it won't lift out and it comes up and pulls the whole housing, that's beautiful. Okay. It took some force to get in. It didn't take a lot, and it won't slip the carrier out. That's like ideal preload there. Backlash feels bigger, so now it's time to move on to this. The Y will always be on the left side. You might have to kind of rock it so it gets over top. It can be a little funny. There you go.
I don't know.
So just kind of hook that side and rock down on this side. There it goes. And then I just give it a little, make sure she's down all the way. Throw these in and just zip them down until they stop. Go across.
Sorry.
You're good. Yeah, and let it hit a couple times on them. Perfect. Yep. Because this one, there's no adjusting that we're doing with the caps on, like the TV6. So we want it to be tight like it's gonna be in the vehicle. Check, make sure it still spins. She do. It's got backlash. It may still be just a tad tight. These are also 6 to 10, the same as the last diff as far as backlash goes. That's good. There's 6, 7. 6, 7.
No. That's not even.
Not as much. Okay. That's good enough to run a pattern. It's 5, 6. She's a little tight. That's why it's good to run the pattern now, because we're like so close that if we don't want to do super fine adjustments and then find out we have to change pinion depth, because that's going to then change backlash. You're the art major. Paint 3 more, and then we're going to give it the old spinny-doo. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise. Power in the money, money in the power. Minute after. It's the same holes on both sides.
Are they?
Yeah, they're identical. I recommend not doing it that way, but if you want,
Why?
if you want to bicycle it around.
What would be the other way?
And then you're, it's all how you, whatever you want to do. It's real fun is when that towel on the yoke comes around and grabs you in the thigh. All right, now spin the other direction. Okay, let's see what we got. What do you think?
It looks better in one direction than it does the other.
Yeah, so on coast, she looks pretty good. On drive, she's a little deep. All right, so we need to pull.
Disassemble.
Yeah, which is fine because we're gonna pull some out, which is gonna pull the pinion further that direction. It's gonna take it more that direction. And then that's gonna open up our backlash, which we also want. So this is gonna be kind of a 2 birds. We're gonna be able to leave those shims in. The only downside is because we have to change that, it's gonna change our pinion preload.
Okay, so we were at 78 and a half, 2 deep. I'm looking at the hard marks on this side too. Probably gonna shoot for like 75 on this.
All right, Future Dan here. We just decided we'll speed up this process. You've seen it in the first video, but there's a couple key moments for this T100 or 8.4 Toyota third member build. Here we're just making a pinion shim change. We were too deep, so we're just taking 3 thou out of it. Looked at the pattern and decided just off of experience that's what needed to happen. And then this is us reinstalling the pinion after changing that. On these, it does install under the bearing race. So you have to take everything apart, and then we were changing our solid spacing shimming as well. And that's what we were doing there. Taking it back out, putting it back in, getting that adjustment right. You can set it up a little bit tighter just for initial assembly and figuring out what your pinion shim is going to be at. But then you have to go back through and then set proper preloads for all the bearings. I like to just go ahead and get everything finalized. It doesn't take me too much time. And then if I run it and the pattern looks good, I can just torque bearing caps and then throw a seal in it. It's got a solid spacer, so I can pull the yoke back off, zip a seal in there and run the nut right back down, not worry about hurting the bearings. Katie was doing her best to hold it, but it is definitely a little bit challenging to hold the yoke with a rag and tighten the pinion nut as tight as it needs to go. After so many years, you get very used to it. That's just us checking the pattern again, making sure it's good. Sometimes When you're spinning it, if you put your leg up against the yoke and give it a little bit more preload or drag, it helps to set in the hard mark on the gear. I use that and the shadows to tell where I need to go or if it's going to be good for final setup. So we torque the bearing caps. Katie's paint marking them just to make sure they don't move and to let us know that we've torqued them.
So can I say that I survived my first diff build?
Yeah. You did it. You picked it up pretty quick. I'll tell you, the first like 6 months I did this, I felt like I didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
I was like, every pattern I was like, is this good? Until finally it starts to click. You just have to do it a lot. But it's one of those things where like, if you do something wrong, it can be critical and catastrophic for you to do. And you might not know it until it's installed in California and blows up on the customer.
You go.
And we will have to do braking procedures on these once we install them. So we can't immediately go ripping around like we did in the red truck. Because the red truck I had used OE gears. We didn't have any of those in the sizes I wanted. I was so sad.
So that'll be a different video.
Yeah, that'll be once it's like up and running and driving. So we'll be able to like drive it around. Once the truck is running, then we're going to start doing some gear braking. Take the rag and wipe it out. And wipe it out. And wipe it out. Ooh, I am feeling a nap coming on.
You use all your energy helping me learn.
Helping me try to figure out the best way to tell you. And if y'all have any input for how I could be more clear on things, if there's a book I should read, please let me know. Things work in my head. I have trouble sometimes explaining how I do it. So hopefully y'all can see how I do things and interpret my Danisms. So that the more you watch, the more you understand.
Different people learn different ways, and I'm a visual learner.
I'm a kinetic learner. I need audio and visual. Now wipe it out again. Now wipe it out. So you get the main oil layer off. Then you need to make sure there's no oil in there.
On the edge, right?
Yep. And this one, like a pretty thin coat. This because there's not a ton of space between it and the bearing. So what happens is when you push the seal in like that, it actually creates a very small, almost like an O-ring around the edge of the seal. That makes it even harder for the oil to get past it. But if you do a big globber in there, then it makes a big O-ring.
Do I clear off the edge?
No, that's fine. We'll take care of that.
Okay.
Right. You take a little bit of our bearing grease, right? You know, some people completely
Move it up.
pack the backs of these things. I do not believe that is necessary. You just need to put enough in there, cover the spring, help lock it in place. So when you're hammering this thing on, the spring can't pop on at it. And there's no slinger ever in a T100 in your front. And then just light taps, working yourself around.
Not getting this right.
Hit it a little harder. The other thing is you can't overdry it because it's going to bottom out on the housing.
Almost there. This is the difference between your light taps and my light taps.
Yeah, I know the calibrated tap needed for that.
Okay.
Right, sounded good. I heard the tone change. It's nice and even. So all we did is just flip it around. You know, I just use like weight, push down evenly, just a little bit. See how it just sinks down?
Oh, yeah.
So there's a shoulder on the inside that the seal will hit. You can blow right past that shoulder. But if you're gentle, and even like with the hammer, when you're tapping, you'll feel it going down and you'll feel resistance when you hit. And that's where you need to land to stop. But you can then just run your finger around. You can feel the line
Is even.
Yeah, never changes on your finger. So it's good to go. So now is when you can wipe the excess off. And then our nice new shiny double drilled yoke. Gotta just hit in the center.
Okay.
Cool. Couldn't bother to run your nut on.
We're in the nut.
You already controlled me. So that's it. Okay. Alright, so let's see what we got on total. Now like 14, 15. Sexy. Heads with the seal, everything loaded. Nice. And we're just gonna peen the nut. And we can take it off the fingers.
Do you do where the groove is?
Yep. That's why that groove is there.
But the other one didn't have that.
It did.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah. You kind of smack it.
I'm so scared I'm gonna hit myself.
Yeah, I know. It's my daily. You got it.
I'm so nervous. Okay.
Ooh! She feels so nice.
I will do the prep work for dips,
Okay, cool.
and you can finish.
All right. Jake's in trouble. Because I gotta say, you're hella prettier than he is. Now we have discs. Now we have to build axles. A solid axle, swap the truck so we can get that front axle in. All right.
I did it.
You did. You did just fine.
You did a great job explaining the first one. Not sure I like 100% understand what everything means, but
Trust me, you won't off of just doing a couple. But at least now you have a better concept of what goes into it. And when I say like, oh, I had to keep changing the shimming on this, you have an idea of what goes into every time I have to do
yeah, I now have some terms that I can associate what you're doing instead of it just being speaking Spanish to me.
And hopefully y'all learned something from doing that. It wasn't the most in-depth video that could be done, but then again,
It's not really meant to teach y'all. It's more just to teach me. And if
Yeah,
you
y'all
learn
learning
something
is-
from it too, then awesome.
it's a happy accident.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I had fun.
And if y'all have any questions or comments about what we did today, please feel free to leave them down below. I don't ever claim to be God's gift to anything automotive. It's just the way I do it. I've been pretty successful with everything, so it's just my method. If you have a different method, sure, I'd love to hear about it.
And if I do it, don't follow what I do.
No, because I'm teaching you. If it's wrong, I didn't tell her to do that.
We're going to clean up, get going, and we'll see you on the next build. The boat projects will be coming soon. We haven't done anything because we've had 2 massive winter storms back to back.
Yeah, we're on the
and-
eastern coast.
Yeah.
So we've been wrapped up with that.
And obviously the boat cover has been covered in snow and ice, so we couldn't get to it anyways. We're gonna work on projects that we have all the parts for.
Yes, as parts come in and availability, and we can do things.
So things will be sporadic, they'll jump around, but you know, hopefully you like one, if not all of the videos.
Yeah, hopefully you enjoy watching us struggle through whatever projects we're doing.
Right. Eventually we'll complete one.
I'm looking forward to one of those.
Yeah. I will say the boat is our priority because we want to take it out for
I want it
the
ready
summer.
for spring, summertime.
Yeah.
The springtime, to be able to do some real trials, we need to at least get the trailer of the boat all squared away so the brakes and everything work, the lights work, so then we can practice launching it a few times. We want to go to the lake when there's nobody around. 'Cause
I don't enjoy the trailer fix. I'll be completely honest, but
I'm right there with her. It's kind of boring, and it's just doing brake work and some electrical. We'll probably do like a very brief video on that. There's been a few stop starts just on the trailer because we get into one thing and realize we need more. I'm learning a lot about it. I pretty much understand all the systems and what components are on that trailer now. That's helped a lot. It's been kind of a drink through a straw, but we're getting there.
we're still learning as we go. So sexy.
All right, guys.
PG 13.
All right. We'll see you in the next week.